My name is Joy Trotter. I have stage 4 lymphoma and stage 4 breast cancer. And I found out that I have both of these cancers at the same time, and I was diagnosed February of 2019. So actually there was nothing off. I had no physical signs or symptoms that you would normally associate with lymphoma. I did have a small lump in my breast that I ignored. I actually found out that I have cancer when I went to do my health screening for my benefits discount for my job. And they found out that I had very little platelets and needed additional testing. It was after my first chemo. I wanted to do this all on my own. I thought that I could do everything on my own. I could do pre-chemo, chemo, post-chemo. I could do it all on my own until I was, at my request, left alone after my first chemo treatment. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and couldn't find my anti-nausea pills and couldn't take care of myself. And it was at that point that I realized that I needed to rely on the kindness of others to help me through the battle that I was facing. So I started treatment soon after diagnosis, and I was in treatment from March of 2019, and I ended intensive chemo in July of 2019, but I'm still taking maintenance chemo every other month. So from the lymphoma, I am in remission, considered remission. However, from a breast cancer perspective, I'm not in remission. We are continuing to treat my breast cancer through the maintenance chemo and the oral medication. My friends helped keep my spirits up for sure. The people that I surround myself with, the people that have offered to help and have never let me down. And this is huge. Cancer is huge. And you have to remember that you have to take it a day at a time. And when that's too much, you take it an hour at a time. But you just have to reconcile to yourself that it's beatable, and you have to fight, and you have to take that in very small chunks. So I think I took a very clinical approach to my treatment. I had a packing list. I had a schedule. I had everything detailed out so that I knew what to do before treatment, during treatment, and after treatment. We had a plan. The plan worked. And so we worked the plan every treatment. I chose not to be afraid of my treatment. I knew that the only way that I was going to beat this awful disease was by trusting my medical staff, my doctors, my nurses. And so I knew that I didn't have the luxury of being afraid if I wanted to overcome what I was facing. But was I afraid? Absolutely, I was afraid. There's so much unknown associated with cancer. And even between rounds of chemo, there's a lot of unknown. So yeah, I was afraid. But I didn't let that stop me or hinder me because I didn't have a choice. You are okay. You are going to make it. And you will find moments of happiness and joy along your journey. But you have to trust the process, and you have to find the plan that works for you. Being an only child and not having any family, I learned that I have family. I learned that it's okay to let people help you. It doesn't make you weak or less of an independent, strong person to let people help you. And I learned that sometimes the plan that you had for yourself wasn't the plan. It wasn't the path that you were supposed to walk. So it was funny when I was initially diagnosed, I got several calls from my leadership team at work, and they were insistent, you will take short-term disability and you will go on leave and you don't have to work and take time off. And I took that into consideration, but genuinely I wanted to work. With the lymphoma, I had to have multiple transfusions of both red blood cells and platelets. And so I would schedule one-on-ones with my team and my leader so that I stayed connected with them. I worked through my entire treatment except for the day of chemo because I wanted to be around people who were encouraging and uplifting, and I wanted to feel like I was still valuable. I have 5 best friends, and we all went to my oncology office together. It was very cramped, and there was lots of body heat in that tiny little exam room, but we all filed in, and it was standing room only. After every visit, we all jumped and screamed and hooted and hollered in the lobby of the hospital because we knew that this was something I would overcome. I know that this is awful. This is an awful, horrible disease, and I would not wish it on anyone. But having gone through it and going through it, I would not trade this experience for anything else, including a trip to Disneyland. But I see myself as a warrior, as a princess warrior. I see myself dirty and war-scarred and battle-worn and tired. And in all of that, I see myself victorious. Cancer will take a lot away from you. It will take your energy, it will take your stamina, it will take your health, and it will take your hair. But you have to reserve some things for yourself. You have to not allow cancer to take your happiness, to take your shine, to take your gratefulness for every day that you wake up and that your feet hit the floor. There are things that cancer will take away from you, but there are also things that you can take away from cancer. You can take away its ability to knock you down and to keep you down.
Is beating cancer in your blood? Click the link below to donate now.